Today I want to talk to you about bad things. Bad things seem to be happening to good people. Good people seem to be undergoing ascension symptoms, and they seem to be having to face themselves in a very difficult way, in a very confrontational way. It seems that they have the harder end of the deal, whereas it might appear that darkness is getting away with it. Might appear that way, that darkness has got the easy way out. There's no karma, no justice, no retribution. There's a lot of people that are looking at the world right now with a very, very big question mark. Because if we understand, look, the false matrix, this isn't difficult to see, the false matrix was tilted to favor darkness. Very hidden, cloistered, secret. So there was a narrative in the false matrix that said, you've got to be good and good things will happen to good people. And then there was the deeds and the actions, which were totally different. So the words in the false matrix, the words said one thing, but the way in which life was lived said another. Because, you know, a businessman was never going to reach the top of the business pinnacle by having integrity necessarily, and honor necessarily, and doing the right thing necessarily. In fact, it was very often those who could schneid their own family. They were the ones who became successful. And we're seeing that. We're seeing remnants of that, which is confusing, isn't it? Because, hold on, if we're headed towards the true matrix, if we're headed out of the inverse structure, then shouldn't we see that darkness crumbles and that light is bolstered? Why aren't we seeing that? Let's talk about it. At the end, I'm going to share with you some very beautiful, simple pointers. They're always simple. The information I give you is always going to be applicable, and it's always going to be simple because that's the language of the universe. Complexity is the language of the linear, analytical human brain. It's not how the universe speaks, and it's not how harmony works. So stay tuned to the end so that I can share with you some very simple but actionable, like things you can apply today kind of things, steps that are going to ease the rest of your journey. Let's talk about karma. Let me share a perspective with you that's going to help you to understand this. If you've held these questions, then you're going to enjoy this conversation. And of course, please do share this video with those that you know are of the same mindset as you. Like the video. It's such a simple click of the button, but whenever you watch my videos, and of course only if you do like them, actually click the button, because that helps for the video to get distributed to more people. And I would love more people to understand what's going on right now. Do you know why? I would love for you to trust your light. I would love for you to trust yourself. And I would love for you to trust what's unfolding instead of looking at the world and going, oh, it's not fair. Oh, there's injustice. Why are the bad people not suffering? Why is it only the good people that are? Karma doesn't exist anymore, but it used to. So let's start there. That's a great topic, right? Let's talk about karma. See, we've shifted way out of karma. And I know a lot of people aren't going to like me when I say that, but it's okay. I'm kind of used to that. And I'm going to share with you another perspective, which may or may not land well with you. And that's perfectly okay. You're entitled to feel, think, and believe whatever you want to. We're also going to go into that today, about how the universe gives you such freedom. There are no rules. There's nothing you have to conform to. So, karma, if it doesn't exist, then what does? Karma was a program of the false matrix, and it was very much like the monetary system, wherein it was designed to keep you indebted. It was designed to be like the universal. See, this is the truth. There is a universal law of consequence. The universe is always going to seek out balance and consequence. That's the way of the universe. But punishment is not. Karma was very much about punishment. You know, people would say, oh, you know, these bad things have happened to me. I must have bad karma, because the understanding and the subtext around the idea of karma was very often that karma was a punishment. It was a debt. It was a slave system that belonged to the old matrix. It was the type of thing that, man, it was going to take you thousands of lifetimes to pay off. And in those 1,000 lifetimes, you were going to accrue 10,000 more lifetimes of bad karma. So it was this continual enslavement to a false matrix system that was going to keep you reincarnating over and over again, which is why a lot of people got so exhausted and are currently so exhausted and saying, I can't do this anymore. I don't want to do this anymore. I don't want to come back. I can't carry on. That level of exhaustion is from being on that hamster wheel way too long. Now, as the false matrix dissolves, all the programs of the false matrix do too. So if karma is no longer a truth, if it belonged to the false matrix, then you need to understand what you're dealing with now. It's not a lawlessness, because the universe will always seek balance. The universe will always give you an opportunity to grow. It's always going to do this for you. And you're going to see the opportunity that the universe is giving you to grow. And you're going to say, oh no, bad things are happening to me, instead of, oh yay. And I know that's difficult for a lot of you. To embrace pain, to embrace difficulty, to embrace hardship with an, oh yay, I'm being given the opportunity to grow, when you don't necessarily want to grow through pain and hardship. See, you don't have to. I'm not saying to you that's the only way to grow, but it's a really good way. It's a really phenomenal way to grow. And the universe is going to keep doing this to you. The lighter you get, the more instant the consequence is going to be. The more you step out of alignment, the more the universe is going to bring you back, because come on, baby, this is ascension. This is you're in it. You're in the ascension window. The universe doesn't want you veering off right now. It knows it's in cahoots with your soul, your higher consciousness, and it knows you're headed to the ascension line. Keep this one on the straight and narrow. Keep this one in their balance. That's why a lot of beings of light are facing such difficulty, one after the other after the other. It's the universe saying, no, don't go that way, don't go that way. It's keeping you on track. And a lot of you will say, but how is it keeping me on track through pain? Well, here's the thing. We became conditioned, and this is a program of the false matrix, we became conditioned to believe that discomfort was the devil and the worst thing that could happen to you, and that discomfort was the thing to be avoided at all costs. And so we set up a life around never feeling discomfort, always protecting ourselves from discomfort. When discomfort, if you really think about it, is almost always the catalyst for your growth. Now, there are levels here. Don't get me wrong. There are levels of discomfort that I don't want you to have and I don't want myself to have. There are levels of discomfort, the loss of a child, for example. There are levels of discomfort that nobody would invite. I wouldn't say, hey, yay, this terrible thing has happened to you. Now you're going to get to grow. I would say to you, oh my gosh, my compassion would be brought to the surface if I knew about your turmoil. But I would also know that through that turmoil, if you can surrender into it without resistance, without judgment, without denial, without distraction, if you could surrender into the discomfort, it was going to take you somewhere new, somewhere higher. It was going to elevate you, because that's what discomfort does. But we've been conditioned. That's why we say, oh, why do bad things happen to good people? Because we've been conditioned to see discomfort as bad. Yes, of course there are things that are truly, absolutely bad, truly, absolutely evil. But I'm talking about the discomfort of something not working out for you. I'm talking about the discomfort of you wanted to move house and now it's not working out and you're disappointed. I'm talking about the discomfort of an inner failure or an inadequacy or of facing yourself. So understand what I'm talking about when I'm talking about discomfort. I'm saying to you, these are your friends. These are your allies. These are not the bad things that you think that they are. These are catalysts for growth. Now, this is important for you to understand. These beings of darkness, and I'm talking about beings who are consciously devoted to darkness, beings who've consciously said, hell to the no, I am not here for ascension. That is not my path. My path is the other way. It is to maintain the structure of the false matrix. So when I talk about beings of darkness, right, these are beings who are consciously dark. These beings made the choice. That was the last choice that they made, to be dark. Why do I say it was the last choice that they made? Because once you've made that choice and you've devoted yourself to darkness, maybe it's in the form of devil worship, maybe it's in the form of Satanism, maybe it's in the form of devotion to darkness, however it comes up, right? When you've made that choice, that's the last choice you're going to make, because therein after, darkness will tell you what to do. You lose choice. You lose your ability to create from light. You gain the ability to manipulate. And you become essentially deeply enslaved to the whim and the will of darkness, which is now going to oversee your life. This is how it works. This is the covenant of darkness. What you have is something different. What you have is the possibility of exponential growth so long as you've got choice. So long as you have the ability to make a choice in the situation that you're in. Now, a lot of the time you're going to talk yourself out of this. You're going to say, oh, I've got no choice. I hear people say this all the time. They say, I had to do this and I had no choice. Please. It's a very rare thing that you really, bottom line, have no choice. You almost always have a choice. You just don't see it. You almost always have a choice. You just don't want to know that you have a choice. So please be very honest and very real with yourself about this. Most of the time, I can't say 100%, but I can say most of the time, you have a choice. We have a choice because that's the nature of light. Light, even when the choice is difficult, because that would be true to say, oh, man, I got a difficult choice here. And I feel as if I don't have one, but I really do. It's just going to flip my world upside down and put me in extreme discomfort if I follow this path. Consciousness will always give you choice. And when you make choice, you're powerful. When you make choice, you're directing your life. And all of these so-called dark episodes or dark nights of the soul or things that you've had to face, confront and go through, what are they doing? They're making you make choice. They're forcing you to take action. But the false matrix wants the exact opposite. It wants you to be dictated to. Now that right there is the structure of the old matrix. That right there is the structure of darkness. Darkness always wants to give you no choice. It always wants to tell you what to do. It always wants to make you answerable to it. For those who've taken that covenant, that vow to darkness, they've absolutely lost that choice. That's a hellish place. That's a really difficult place to be in. When you are in life and in choicelessness, because it's like having a voicelessness, it's like your life is already pre-decided for you. And at some level, you would have agreed to this. And I know there's going to be people that say, well, what if I've agreed to it and now I don't want to agree anymore? You always have free will, even when you think that you don't, right? But it's a very special circumstance. If you have already devoted yourself to darkness, no one's going to get you out of that. That's consequence. You got to take the consequence for that. You got to bear the consequence for that. And it doesn't mean, okay, well, I got to be in a lifetime of suffering. It means I got to be in a lifetime of work now to make conscious choice every single day and not make other people accountable for it, not make other people show me what to do, tell me what to do. I got to figure this thing out. I got to take responsibility, because isn't it an act of responsibility to make choice? The universe itself will give you, oh, this is important. The universe itself will give you as much room as you need to grow. It will not impose itself upon you. And we always wait for it to do that. We always wait for the universe to tell us what to do. Come on, universe, tell me what to do. Now you can ask the universe, please guide me, please show me. But it's very different to, oh, universe, I'm waiting for direction. Tell me what to do. This is not what the universe does, because the universe is not your master. It needs you to be your master. It needs you to take power, make choice, be accountable. It'll be at your side as your partner, but it won't override your free will. The whole point of ascension is you utilizing that free will. This is your gift. The opportunity to make choice is your gift. Use, don't throw it away. Use the gift. And it's okay. You're going to see people imposing upon you. You're going to see people wanting to impose, their will, their way, etc. upon you. It's so important for you to be answerable to yourself. Be answerable to your light. And when you are, you'll notice that supersedes everything else, and you'll notice the people around you that try to impose upon you unraveling very, very quickly, becoming angrier and angrier. You'll notice them becoming more and more sabotaging of themselves. They won't mean to, they won't want to. That's what darkness upon the planet is doing right now. Remember this, that the gift of choice, of having choice, is growth. That's what all of this gives you. It gives you the opportunity to elevate yourself, to ascend, to raise your frequency, and to consciously be the leader of your own life so that you can grow. Now, I haven't quite answered that question yet, have I? Why are beings of darkness not being tested? Well, number one, they said no. They said, no, thank you very much. We're not here to ascend. We don't want any part of that. So the universe said, okay, I'm not here to tell you what to do. I'm here to honor what you want. And if what you want is choicelessness, then so be it. What that means then is that darkness is going to be in stagnancy. Darkness cannot grow because only those making choice and being in conscious choice and consciously responsible for their choice, those beings are going to grow. Those beings are going to evolve. They're going to experience change. Beings who do not grow, no change, only stagnancy. And that's hell. And that's why these beings are not, that's why it seems that nothing's happening to them right now. What you're not seeing though, and I must just share this with you, what you're not seeing is how very desperate they are, how very trapped they are, how very stuck they are, how utterly miserable they are. But you see, we were conditioned to look at somebody with, for example, a Grammy Award, a yacht, a mansion, whatever it might be. We were conditioned to look at these people and say, oh, they've got it all, and they're so happy. No, you need to wise up and see that it's very often the humble man on the street that has true happiness. And I'm not saying all the time, I'm saying very often. And in fact, more and more. See, that's the gift of light, bringing you into and catalyzing you into more light, more light, more light. Face yourself, dark night of the soul, ascension symptoms, etc. As you overcome all of that, you grow and you evolve, which gives you deeper and deeper levels of peace, deeper and deeper levels of love, deeper and deeper levels of acceptance. So you in the end will experience change, growth, and happiness, and that's your gift and that's your reward. The beings of darkness, their gift, so to speak, and their reward, so to speak, is you're not going to evolve. You'll be damned to the space that you've carved out for yourself. You'll be where you chose to be until you choose not to be there anymore. There's a video that I've got up on my channel. It's called 4 Stone Cold Truths About Self-Pity. You might need to watch that. If something in this is bringing up for you a sense of victimhood, I would definitely recommend you watch that video. And in that video, there's something that I say to you, and that is that the universe doesn't care how long it takes for you to learn your lesson. I want you to always remember that, because it's true about darkness as well. The universe doesn't care how long it takes for darkness to learn their lesson. Now, I must also share with you that there's a plan on the universe's part. There's a plan that's playing out right now, that you are a part of right now, to recreate the rules of a false matrix. And in fact, to no longer allow darkness the level, the extent of manipulation that they've had. This ascension is no ordinary ascension. This ascension is about overcoming that role that darkness had to come into a world and hijack it and separate people from their own consciousness and their memory of who they were as soul beings. It's that. It's that that's being transformed through this ascension process, so that darkness won't be given that option again. What will they then have? My God, they will then have misery, even deeper levels of it, and nothing else. And that's okay. See, some of you are going to see that misery and say, oh, we need to save them from their misery. The greatest gift you can give them is the same gift the universe is giving them, which is the time and the space to recognize for themselves, oh, this doesn't work. See, that's what the universe wants. The universe wants you to come to your conclusion by yourself without it coercing you, because that's just not what the universe is going to do. The universe is not going to give you coercion. It's going to give you opportunities to make decisions, to make choices, to exercise your free will, even when it's difficult, even when you don't want to, and even when you feel like a victim. Light is, make no mistake, light is getting lighter. I've watched people over the many years that I've been doing this work for. I've watched them grow and I've watched them evolve. And I've watched how far somebody could get 20 years ago after doing very intensive work on themselves. And it was about that far. I'm giving you a little visual example. And I've walked side by side with them and I've watched them work really, really, really hard to make what we could maybe say a baby step forward. And I watch people putting in 1/10, no, not even 1/10, way less than that. 1 iota of the effort that somebody might have put in 20 years ago and get it. Just get it. Just step into higher truth, higher alignment, and forget the baby step. It's this quantum flight that just evolves them into a higher state of consciousness. I get emails like this every single day. I'm so blessed. I am so blessed. I get emails from members of my online community. They come in and they say, I never knew. Oh my gosh, I never knew that I could feel this way, grow this much, love at this level, find peace in the way that I have, and have my life make sense to me again. Thank you. So what I'm saying to you is we have the possibility and potentiality as beings of light to catapult into enlightenment, to catapult in a way that simply wasn't available 20 years ago. So never think that you got the raw end of the deal, the wrong end of the stick. Never think that. Never think that nothing's happening to darkness. They're in suffering right now. And they will remain, and no one's going to change that. No one's going to give them a reminder. Because all the pain and the discomfort is that. It's a reminder that says, make a choice, make a choice, make a choice. They don't get the pain and the reminder. As we head to the ascension window, we're headed to the finish line. In other words, we're headed to a place wherein they're going to be finished. Their malevolent manipulation of humanity, that's going to come to an end. Remember that. And when it does, instead of having humanity as a fuel source, food source to buffer them, to fuel them, they're going to be starving of energy and life force. And then they're going to need to make choice. But they're going to only be able to make choice from the depths of hell. In other words, from the deepest pain. It's part of their choice. Here's what I wanted to share with you. I said to you, I'm going to give you ways, simple solutions that are going to help you to speed up your growth. So you've already got the first one from me, and that is, my God, make choice. Wherever you can make choice, make choice. Wherever you can decide, not sit back, not wait. Okay, universe, you tell me what to do. You now know. The universe doesn't want to tell you what to do. It wants to work with you. It wants you to make the decision. And it doesn't matter if it's the wrong decision. It matters that you make a decision. It doesn't matter if it's the wrong choice. It matters that you make a choice. Make choices. Make choices. That's the first thing. The second thing is have gratitude. Have gratitude. I'm so grateful for the discomfort that I have. I don't like it. I don't love it. I didn't necessarily consciously ask for this, and I wouldn't consciously wish it upon somebody else. But I have it, right? I have it. And I'm grateful in my pain and my discomfort. I'm grateful for the opportunities for growth that this gives me and presents to me. I am grateful for the universe keeping me on track and not letting me get away with it, and not letting me play small, and pushing me every step of the way, elevating me beyond what I can comprehend and beyond what I can see. Have gratitude for that. And the third thing that's so important for you is don't sink into victimhood. Because if you do, you're moving into the choicelessness. Isn't that what victimhood is? Isn't victimhood, I don't have a choice here, someone's done this to me? Or someone can cause you deep, great harm. You don't want that. This is obvious. But you've got a choice, and the choice is, I blame them, which isn't going to save me, evolve me, or I face the fear that this brought up in me, the pain that I'm feeling. You have a choice to heal despite the pain, in fact, because of the pain, and then to step into a higher level of consciousness. See, every time I've ever had pain in my life, it's catapulted me forward, and I've never, ever once said, please God, bring me more pain. But when it's arrived and I can greet it, as difficult as this is, with open arms and with gratitude, and I can understand it's not here to squash me. If I can understand that it's not here to squash me, it's here to evolve me. then I can do something with that pain. And the person next to me might be in exactly the same pain, but make a different choice. See, that's what this all boils down to. I really look forward to hearing your thoughts in the comments section. Lots of love, everyone. Bye-bye for now.